Keep up the pressure amid federal job cuts and attempts to slash spending.
Telling employees of the federal government to respond with 5 things that they did last week, with an exception for classified information. And the Pentagon this time reportedly is going to participate. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth reversing the decision from last month and telling folks, do respond, but keep your emails internal. Basically reply only within the department.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. The Office of Personnel Management had said that prior email demands for federal workers were voluntary. European leaders have worked out an outline for peace, trying to end Russia's war in Ukraine. In a meeting in London that President Volodymyr Zelensky attended 2 days after the confrontation he had with President Trump at the White House, where a U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal fell apart as Zelensky asks for a security guarantee. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard says
he will only accept an end, apparently, that leads to what he views as Ukraine's victory, even if it comes at an incredibly high cost.
Democrats are critical of the White House meeting. Senator Chris Van Hollen also tells Fox News Sunday,
I saw the meeting as a despicable display of bullying by the President of the United States.
Wildfires keep scorching the Carolinas. Firefighters have put out many, and Doug Wood with the South Carolina Forestry Commission tells Fox only forest areas have burned.
That's really the miracle here. No lives lost, no structures lost.
Hollywood took center stage last night.
And the Oscar goes to?
That's Billy Crystal.
Are they playing us off?
No. With Meg Ryan on ABC, unveiling Best Picture. Honora won the most Academy Awards, 5, also getting Best Director for Sean Baker, Best Actress for Mikey Madison. The Brutalist won 3 Oscars, Adrian Brody, Best Actor.
Thank you for this blessed life.
Kieran Culkin, Best Supporting Actor for A Real Pain. The Best Supporting Actress Oscar went to Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. America's listening to Fox News.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Well, the Department of Government Efficiency keeps working to cut spending. A partial government shutdown looms later this month, and House Speaker Mike Johnson's trying to prevent.
Speaker Johnson on NBC's Meet the Press said he knows what he'd like to see before the March 14th deadline for a continuing resolution.
We're looking to pass a clean CR to freeze funding at current levels to make sure that the government can stay open while we begin to incorporate all these savings that we're finding through the DOGE effort.
Johnson blames Democrats for not helping avoid a shutdown. Democratic Senator Patty Murray of Washington said in a joint statement her party is talking, but Republicans are walking away while Elon Musk has openly called for a partial shutdown. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Well, unless there is a last-minute deal worked out for a delay like last month, the U.S. is getting ready to put tariffs on our neighbors to the north and south.
President Trump says Canada and Mexico have not done enough to stop the scourge of fentanyl from reaching the U.S. So 25% tariffs on imports from those countries will go into effect tomorrow.
The drugs continue to pour into our country, killing hundreds of thousands of people.
President says an additional 10% tariff is also being added to Chinese imports because of fentanyl production. And next month, reciprocal tariffs will take effect.
Where we charge countries what they're charging us, and nobody should have a problem with that.
Economists have warned tariffs threaten to spike prices for consumers, risking inflation. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Concern about tariffs and inflation have been an issue on Wall Street, dragging the stock market down last month, almost 5% for the NASDAQ. But this morning, ahead of March trading, futures are rising more than 100 points for the Dow and the NASDAQ. Pope Francis is said to be up, alert, getting treatment after a restful 17th night in a Rome hospital, doing better days after a setback in the 88-year-old Pope's treatment for pneumonia in both lungs. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news Disagreement over food storage temperature, seeing a Champaign restaurant taking the county public health district to court. Suey Brothers barbecue joint cited for lack of essential refrigeration and was told to temporarily close Thursday of last week by the Champaign County Public Health District. Friday, National Rare Disease Day, a time when advocates called on lawmakers to push for better treatment and funding for the 10,000 rare diseases impacting millions of Americans. Ashley Nash is a kindergarten teacher at Middletown Prairie Elementary in Mahomet. She's also the mother to a daughter with Sanfilippo syndrome. Illinois Fire Service Institute hosting 4 events in March in Champaign for aspiring firefighters. The Discover IFSI events will be held on March 12th from 10 a.m. to noon at IFSI's training facility in Champaign. Program intended to inspire people to become part of the next generation of leaders in the fire service. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Moore.
Well, good Monday morning, my friends, and welcome to March. So, welcome to March. We made it to March, all right.
Yes, hip, hip, hooray, meteorological springtime and weather going to try and fit the bill, sir.
Okay, then, and we've also got the spring ahead this Saturday night.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
so we'll
but you know, in this day and age, your smartphone generally does that.
Yeah, but I still lose that hour of sleep. I don't have to change clocks.
Oh, yeah, that's the more important.
Diana's clock's in her house.
Clock in every room.
I have a, what would I have to change? The microwave clock. That's all I got. That's all I got.
The oven clock, yeah.
Yeah, we don't, I mean, what are the guys that sell clocks doing? Does anybody have a clock?
I don't know.
I mean,
I know a guy. that repairs and fixes older clocks. You know, and there's a slew of them in his shop that are the old big hand, little hand setup.
I could see that, like grandfather clocks and things like that.
But I mean,
but as far as I'm going to Walmart to buy a wall clock, it's almost like I'll make you CEO of TomTom. Right?
Is that the GPS back in the day?
That was the thing we used to stick on.
Yeah.
I mean, or I'll get an 8-pack of cassettes to send you. I mean, it's just things have come and gone so quickly.
Yes, they have.
No, I use 8-track. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have that too.
Same here.
I have a beta machine. Anybody?
Yep.
Anybody?
How about mini disc?
I got mini discs.
Okay.
I got them all.
Wow.
You want my air checks on cassette like you brought up? I can send them to you. My
first air check was on an 8-track.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
How about that?
Uh-huh.
That's back when Henry Ford invented the car. It was really fun.
I have an air check back from high school. I don't even know if I can, it's on a cassette, a Memorex cassette of all things. I don't know if it'll work anymore, but I still have that.
I also
want to play that sometime for laughs.
That would be really good. And I've got the big reel-to-reels. I don't even know where I'd play that.
Right.
The wheels are like reels.
They're huge.
8-10 inches.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got those from Drake Chenault, whatever that is.
Wow.
Anyway, we go back this morning. We got a great game to talk about. Illinois wins on the road.
Hip, hip, hooray.
ESPN 93.5, our weather forecast with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you the Health and Wellness Center is now open. If you're thinking more spring-like thoughts, you might want to consider getting your pool passes going to urbanaparks.org.
All right, on this March the 3rd, here we go. Solier, what are we looking at for Champaign, Urbana, and Central Illinois?
Well, a real spring, early to mid-spring weather pattern with a parade of weather systems and what we think is a rapidly diminishing and weakening La Nina pattern. So a little more action here on the maps and charts regarding maybe a little more liquid content weather systems versus anything that's in the snow department. But there's still some cold air sources to contend with and to deal with here as these systems parade on by. But the bottom line here, before we get into the fields, probably some significant drought relief here in the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks. So good news with respect to that. Radar is painting a little moisture this morning, a little mixed moisture, maybe trying to reach the ground over the western end of the state. By the time that even arrives here in sprinkle fashion, to be looking at temperatures above freezing. We're close to that right now at 31 at Willard and Savoy, 29 over at Ogden St. Joe, 30 at Rantoul, 31 over at Danville, and same at Bloomington Normal. So we'll head towards an afternoon high today across the area with a partly sunny late morning and afternoon and maybe a sprinkle this morning to about 50. Gusty south wind, mild tonight with rain overspreading the area, especially after midnight. Maybe a late night clap of thunder and a low down to about 43. Tomorrow, windy, milder still. South winds could hit 40 miles per hour with periods of rain, a late day thunderstorm and a high up to 57. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm early tomorrow night, low down to about 45. 5. This thing is going to rock the plains with severe weather, as in heavy rain, snowfall, and severe weather at Johnny's place, but we'll be in between. Then periods of rain here for the day Wednesday. A little mixed snow late in the day as we turn colder. Temperature around 50 down to 38 by evening time. Sun back in Thursday at 44. A little rain late morning and afternoon Friday at 51. We're up near 50 with dry skies Saturday. 53 on Sunday. Close to 60 for the beginning part of next week, too. For CBJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
It feels so good when Illinois wins, and they win in this up and down year so decisively. They're only the 4th team in history to have 2 20-plus road victories on the road. 4 teams in the history of basketball since 1950.
Yeah, I actually was kind of glad to hit that last 3 because that made it 20.
Yeah, feels
and
good.
I think margins matter in the net, in the what they figure things. They do. It is. Yeah. So it's we were recently an 8 seed predicted by Joe Lunardi, and I think things could get better. By the way, we played Purdue Friday night in the Fox Friday night game. It's the only game on. And yesterday was CBS National Stage. Brother Johnny has jumped in. If you hadn't noticed.
Well, I think, too, the way we played yesterday, hey, Purdue better be ready to go.
We're favored. So
I thought Purdue was number 20.
Not anymore.
I see.
They had lost 4 in a row, and
they
broke their 4-game losing streak.
Okay.
So
I'm glad they did
they're
that,
almost
though.
pedestrian. Yeah, they did do that. And they're still very good. They don't have Zach Edey, of course. But, man, do we owe them. Talk about domination. We've dominated Michigan 9 times in a row. And but Purdue's done something like that to me, so we haven't beaten Purdue very much.
Well, I was glad to see it, Steve. They really did play a great game on defense, and actually, it could have been 30, but with the first half, we couldn't make a basket.
Yeah. Well, we have felt that. In fact, the last 4 games, 21%, 33%, 8, and 31% from 3. 8.
Yeah, I remember 7.69 was the
I think it was 7.
2 for 26.
Yeah.
Added up.
Okay, so Brad Underwood, Illinois basketball coach, after the game.
I couldn't be prouder of a group of guys than I am this group. After New York, it would have been very easy to pitch a tent and say, we're done. You don't want to fight very hard. This group has done just the opposite. And some of the best practices of the year. Nice to be able to practice, but just get the energy back in practice that allows you to improve and get better. I think today was everything we talk about in our culture. We're up 1 at half. We've shot 32%. We haven't made a shot, and all of them were really good shots. And 10 offensive rebounds. The emergence of Trey White, getting back to Trey White, Kylan Boswell. Somebody told me 23 or 24 rebounds from our guards. That's pretty special. 62 points and a half. I think we had 60 at Indiana. But I told our guys what really impresses me is the fact that they've kept listening and they've kept working and Ben Humerkaus gets going. I thought it's the best game Kylan Boswell's played in our uniform yet. I thought Tommy in his limited minutes because of foul trouble was a dominant player in the first half with 5 assists but I thought we guarded and made things hard and we were going to give Vlad some baskets, but I thought we did a good job on Amari and Donaldson.
Well, Vlad Golden, who must be 7 feet, I'm not sure exactly how, they showed his mom and dad who hadn't seen him played in 5 years.
Yeah.
And the mom, if she's not 6'7", I mean, she was just, the dad probably was, 6'1", 6'2". The mom was really tall.
I can't imagine sending your kid off to America to play ball, and you hadn't seen him in 5 years.
From Russia.
Right.
I mean, can you come in and out of Russia to America these days?
Well,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
pretty big opportunity for him. So he's going to be an NBA player.
Yeah.
I like the way we denied him, and then we weren't going to mess up the rest of the defense because we shut those guys down.
Yeah.
And we couldn't stop him, but Ivisic did pretty well on him.
I think so.
And Steve, what Brad said was key. We had great shots. We worked to get great shots in the first half. We didn't make them. Kept doing it and made them. And that was it.
But I will say, when we were winning 31-30 at half, I didn't have a lot of confidence we would win the game.
Well, if we would have kept missing, we wouldn't have.
No,
and then all of a sudden, they started going. We banked We banked a free throw and 2 threes in, and you kind of feel like, I think we're going to win this.
That's right. Well, we'll take it, doggone it.
Exactly.
Okay, the rest of the sports here, Diane.
Well, 93-73 was the final. That's our 9th consecutive win over the Wolverines.
Yipper and Yippus.
That's awesome.
Yep, that feels pretty good. Johnny says you beat Michigan, we beat them in football. Now we beat them in basketball. Kind of makes the year.
Very pleased with the Fighting Illini. Extremely pleased. Slept like a baby.
There you go. And Trey White with 19 points to lead the team, 11 rebounds. So a nice double-double from him. Speaking of double-doubles, wow, 53 career doubles in her career. Kendall Bostic, 24 points and 12 rebounds. It was senior day yesterday, but Michigan came out on top with the women's basketball team, 78-69.
I went into YouTube. I saw Shauna. Before she said a word, I said, we lost. I hadn't heard. Just the way she was. We were up.
Yeah, I was kind of checking in
scored
on that game.
17 straight.
Yes,
Michigan did.
They did in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So they...
But
we led by as many as 10 at one point in the game.
Yeah, good crowd yesterday at State Farm. Shauna Green's team, I think, going to the NCAA. We got Big Ten first.
That's right, and that will be the winner of number 10 Nebraska, number 15 Rutgers, as the 7th seed will play on Thursday at 5:30 in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
That's interesting. Shauna Green's team's a 7. I think we might be a 7 in the men's.
We could be a 7. How does the
7 in the Big Ten tournament seeding? So it could be the
right.
same.
Right.
So we probably might play Nebraska.
Would that
too.
change if we beat Purdue?
Maybe we might if UCLA loses, they have to lose another game, and if they do, I think we have the tiebreaker.
So we do get 1
6.
bye.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't play Wednesday, play Thursday. Okay. Always better to play Friday, but we'll take it.
Right.
So.
But this week is all about the ladies in the Big Ten. So
right.
we've got that. Well, Illinois golf was in Las Vegas with the Southern Highland Collegiate. Evidently, we'll be teeing up at 11:50 today. And Trey Marin was the person who got the lowest individual score yesterday with 1 over 73. And it looks like Iowa beat Illinois in softball. We got 2 out of 3 this weekend, though. And number 15, Texas over Illinois baseball, 15-6 yesterday, 1 and 2 on the weekend. Pacers over the Bulls, 127-112. That's pretty much sports yesterday in Big Ten basketball. You might have caught the number 8 Michigan State Spartans over Wisconsin, 71-62. Now that solidifies them on top of the Big Ten.
They
right
are
now,
just
right?
if
a game up.
Yep. If Michigan were to beat Maryland this week and then play at Michigan State and beat Michigan State, then presumably they'd be a tie for first. But Michigan has to go in and beat Michigan. I think it's just Tom Izzo's year. And he's just put together a bunch of guys that are kind of from there, and they're older and all that, and just a Tom Izzo kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
And now Tom Izzo is the all-time winningest coach in the Big Ten, passing Bobby Knight.
Well, thanks to the Fighting Illini, we've made it very tough for Michigan, and I'm very proud. Very proud.
Check your weather, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, when it comes to your health, they will be there every step of the way, from convenient care to advanced diagnostics. Count on Carl. Learn more at carl.org.
And got some more Brad clips coming up as well.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Florida, Champaign, and vicinity. A real early to mid-spring look and feel in the coming next week to 10 days, with a parade of weather systems originating across the west, moving into the central plains and across the Corn Belt locales, with significant ranges of wind and temperature and moisture too, but primarily rain here in Eastern Florida, of which perhaps a couple of sprinkles and spots here for early to mid-morning. A partly sunny afternoon up near 50. South wind, rain overspreads the area after midnight tonight, maybe a late night thunderstorm at 43. Tomorrow, windy and milder with periods of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm as well. Later portion of the day, up to 57. More showers, a couple of thunderstorms early tomorrow night, lows down to 45 with periods of rain, perhaps mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50. Then falling temperatures. Sunshine back in Thursday into the mid-40s. Friday, up to 51. A bit of rain late morning and afternoon. A partly sunny Saturday, highs near 50. Into the low 50s on Sunday, and near 60 Monday and Tuesday of next week. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth MacDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Kroger replacing its longtime chief executive officer, saying Rodney McMullen has stepped down from the role after a board investigation found his personal conduct was inconsistent with the grocer's policy on business ethics. McMullen was CEO for more than 10 years and has been at the company since 1978. Lead director Ron Sargent was named chairman and interim CEO effective immediately. The company also initiated a search for a permanent replacement. And the world's largest fast food chain had its Hong Kong IPO debut. Popping 47% on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, Meeshui has over 45,000 locations, mainly in China, but also in Australia and other parts of Asia. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
I'm Benjamin Hall, Fox News senior correspondent and New York Times best-selling author, and I'm searching for heroes. Every Monday, I'll speak with a few silent but noteworthy heroes, everyday people who illuminate stories of compassion and are true embodiments of heroism. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast, Searching for Heroes with Benjamin Hall, wherever you download podcasts, and please leave a rating and a review.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. All right, it is Monday. This is March 3rd. I am Stevie J. There's Brother Johnny. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Here we go. All right, so just kind of random. We're going to talk about the State of the Union tomorrow night with Donald Trump. Also, I got these Brad Underwood clips after the stunningly easy victory over Michigan. Did not expect it, but when we make threes, woo!
I think it's more than that. We were also just moving the ball and getting open.
Well, just
we had twos. In the first half, we missed a lot of twos.
I know.
But it was just a game where you're watching and say, I don't know how Michigan's going to be able to pull this out because they were not getting easy shots.
Yeah.
And we kept at them the whole game.
But it just felt like Oregon the last time I shot.
Right.
Indiana we shot like that.
Yeah.
So it just hasn't happened much.
I had some fringe fans say, boy, it's good to see Illinois healthy again.
No, that's exactly right. It all because
I
of
think that's so key.
Everything.
Look at Trey White now that he's back. You know,
he's really good.
He's the same thing.
That's right.
So. All right, this is random. What is the life expectancy in America? Take it back. We kind of know that number. What do you think it is for women? How old do women get in America?
I say 80 and 78 or something.
It's 80 and 74.
Oh, the men. Okay.
74.9, 75. Okay. So 80, 75 for life expectancy. But what is the median age of an American in the United States today?
You mean, okay, because we're tending to the older side
of the baby boomers are getting through. But what do you think the average age in America is?
Wow. Okay, so if it's 80 is your life expectancy, you'd want 40. I bet it's more like 51.
And I was going to say like 62.
Average age in America is 40.
Whoa.
It is 40.
Yeah, you were right on.
A lot of kids.
Remember that. Okay. What is the average age in Japan?
The average age I'm going to go with the 51.
39.
50.
All right. Well, see, the women life expectancy is 92 in Japan.
The guys,
if you watch them eat and then watch us eat, you'll say, oh, I thought it'd be more than that.
Right. Well, the Asians tend not to expose their skin to the sun, and they also eat better.
They eat better and they keep moving.
I do not see a Twinkie in Japan. I just don't see it on the shelf. They might have other things. Anyway, okay, so what is the median age in Ethiopia?
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid that might be 31.
Okay, 38.
18.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What is the median age in Niger, Africa?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing since you're asking, it's probably 17.
And you keep going down. 15.
15.
Wow.
That means half of the country is under 15.
Wow.
Half of the country is under age 15.
Well, what it means is they're not living past 30 or 40 years old.
I see.
Which in this world that shouldn't be. I mean, you got to look after our country first, but we do try to help other countries for that reason, because it's just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Right.
Unbelievable. I was shocked by that. I had met a young lady from Ethiopia, and we were talking. She was wanting to go home. She was here, and she missed her family. So I looked it up and said, what's the 18, I think 18.9. I just could not believe that. I just, the amount of, think about it, they have 120 million people in Ethiopia, and half of them are under 18.
Wow, that is staggering.
I mean, how do you take care of all those kids?
Right.
There's not enough adults.
Right.
Anyway, it's some of the things you look up, and oh, by the way, AI.
Well,
all you do is ask AI anything.
I know.
It comes. Why would I go to the library? I'll just ask AI.
But Steve, if you think about, they're simply not living much past 40 years old.
I mean, it was actually. I thought I looked that up. I thought it was higher, but I'll check that, because you're right. It kind of has to mean that they're dying so young.
Yeah.
That's horrible. All right.
Makes me think of Sylvia at Empty Tomb and helping kids with, have a longer statistics, longer life with some of the cures that we have that we could help with some of these missionaries.
Well, it should remind you to be thankful, A, for what we have, and B, for every day you do get.
Yeah. Well,
it's a blessing and a gift from God.
Probably it absolutely is a gift from God. But the thing that is disappointing, and it's human nature, is that we have taken so much for granted. Yeah. And to have clean water to drink, to have a hot shower to take, I mean, that just isn't necessarily the majority of the world. Right. In fact, I would say no matter what your situation, you're probably still in the top 5% of the world as far as living standards. I mean, you go to Europe, and I've been all over Europe, and just your hotel rooms are so small. You're going, ooh, how small is my bed? And you just have no idea how blessed we are in America.
Once we cut down all this extra fat and waste, we'll have enough money for a new program, which is the senior class trip to India for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
And then you get a certificate when you get back. I've been in India, and now I'm allowed to complain all I want.
Yeah.
But you won't hear those complaints, because if you go over there and see
what
you've got by seeing what they don't have, you can't replace that with books or any kind of videos and movies. You got to go see it.
I guess the Peace Corps is still around, right?
I think the Peace Corps is still working.
I mean,
but I'm talking about every single high school graduate goes to India, because it's pretty safe over there.
Or any third world country.
Well, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. We know India, and they're make India great again now.
Yeah, they're coming back. But there's so much poverty. You see people.
Well, there's 1.3 billion people.
But how many in poverty?
Oh man, I don't know, but it's probably more than half.
300 or 400 million are probably doing pretty well.
More.
No,
Maybe that many.
So you see them living in boxes, but I'll never forget is when we lived there when we were 1970, we lived 69 and 70, we lived in India, and the smell, it'd be like our world with no bathrooms. That's the smell of the normal populace. They're living in boxes. They pack cow dung for a living to burn for fuel. You got doo-doo on your hands all day long, and that's what they're doing to make fuel.
Cow patties, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not. It works.
But Johnny,
it's better than freezing to death.
Well, but that's what they have to do to survive.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different realm. And so here we're thinking, I am so angry I couldn't get my tat this weekend, and my pierced body parts, I don't have one on my nose yet. We're worrying about the wrong things. We have no idea how. That's why Johnny's right. We need to go to India. We'll stay for a while, and then see if you come back the same. You'll just appreciate everything so much more when you have a perspective and you've smelled in your nostrils what that smells like.
No, I think that's important. To smell it is an important learning exercise.
I just see the people that do their business in the morning right in the street and everything. So that's what you got.
It's different.
All right, we're going to be right back. I'm going to play the Brad Underwood clips. You got to hear more what Brad said about this wonderful victory for Illinois. 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. Chime in anytime you'd like. It's 7:30.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Federal employees are given till midnight tonight to respond to a second email asking for 5 work accomplishments last week. Many were told by agency heads to ignore the first email.
The Pentagon this time reportedly is going to participate. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth reversing the decision from last month and telling folks, do respond, but keep your emails internal. Basically reply only within the department. This is expected to become routine.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich in D.C. Honora wins 5 Academy Awards. Best Lead Actress Mikey Madison and a record tying 4 awards in one night for Sean Baker as director, writer, editor, and as a producer for Best Picture.
For all of us, when we can, please watch movies in the theater and let's keep the great tradition of the movie-going experience alive and well.
The Brutalist wins 3 awards during the ceremony on ABC, including Aaron Brody's for Best Actor. Kieran Culkin and Zoe Saldana win Best Supporting Actor and Actress. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Nobody hurt after a heavy fire broke out in a vacant building in Maroa Saturday. It happened about 3 o'clock. Maroa Fire responded to North Wood Street near Four Winds RV. Once on scene, they responded fully to the involved structure, requesting more help for fire stations. Illinois Department of Transportation closing the westbound Interstate 74 ramp to southbound I-57 in Champaign. It closed this weekend. It allows crews to complete the I-74 bridge over I-57 as well as underneath the bridge. Officials say it'll be closed until late summer or early fall. Drive safe in those areas. Illinois Fire Service Institute hosting 4 events in March in Champaign for aspiring firefighters. The Discover IFSI events will be held March 12th from 10 a.m. to noon at IFSI's training facility in Champaign. The program is intended to inspire people to become a part of the next generation of leaders in the fire service. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you, Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. A breezy, not so cool day's worth of weather. A few sprinkles before the morning is done, and a partly sunny afternoon. Gusty south wind, the high around 50. Windy, not as cool for tonight. The first in a series of Pacific weather systems moving into the plains and will arrive here after midnight with some rain and a late night thunderstorm chance. Lows down to 43. South wind will be gusty for the day tomorrow. Windy and milder with periods of rain. A thunderstorm chance late in the day up to 57. And southeast to south wind up to 30 miles per hour. And even stronger winds tomorrow night, getting to 40 mile per hour gusts out of the southwest with showers and thunderstorms early on. Lows down into the 40s. Periods of rain mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50. Then falling temperatures. But sunshine back in Thursday at 44. Bit of rain late morning and afternoon on Friday. Highs up to 51. Weekend forecast sunshine returns. Don't forget the time change here at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Highs near 50 on Saturday and 53 on Sunday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Soldier.
We've got a couple of texts in to 217-359-2255, triggering what we were just discussing in other countries. My daughter went on a mission trip to Honduras her junior year in high school. She came back and one of her first statements was, I had no idea what it means to be poor in this country. That's Butch. Thanks for that contribution. Karen had said you wouldn't need to go to another country. Many church organizations have mission work and camp trips that go to areas in this country that are eye-opening experiences.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but you're right.
They're eye-opening. There's no question eye-opening, but it's not the poverty of India.
But at least in that, your kid would be, showering and
gotta go smell
getting
it.
food.
Got to go smell it and be around it, and you'd just be shocked at how they're surviving day to day with incredible disease, and just the stench is just hard to describe, and how they live and what their day is like, and if they're going to make it, and their kids are going to eat that day. So America has some horrific poverty for America. Well, we'd be shocked.
The difference is, even as a high schooler, you could get the sense of these people have got no way out of this. In our country, you actually could. It's still difficult, but in India or China, if you're in a certain class, you're lucky to just live your life however you are. And where do you go? There's no real way to advance.
Thus, the 8 billion that are trying to get to America, because you could come out of it here. And there are many, many stories that have that. You're not getting out of it in China. You're not getting out of it in India.
And then you don't see the homeless situation in China, though.
Well,
we have in big cities.
They take them somewhere, but they don't. I didn't see any on the streets of Shanghai.
Well, the homeless in China they're not homeless. That is their home. What we see as homeless, that's how people live. Like Steve said, they're off the sidewalk in a cardboard box. We'd say they're homeless, but that box is their home.
That's their home. In Hong Kong, do you remember the little sampan ride we took? And they had a refrigerator box hanging over the dock. Grandmother, mom, and son lived in that. A refrigerator box.
And we would say that's homeless, but that's where
their
millions
home was.
of people are living.
Okay. And then again, you just think about the normal things you do. What if you never brush your teeth? Your teeth fall out. I mean, so it's beyond description. And I was 10, and I can't forget it. And I'm glad I never did.
Well, what you just said of the average age in Niger of 15, you can't survive very long with nothing.
Right.
So
it's devastating, poverty, but back to the original thought when I said, we've taken everything for granted. We don't appreciate. I don't enough, because you get into your normal stuff, your meds.
Right. Well, we're blessed,
but we're kind of spoiled, aren't we?
A little spoiled.
Okay.
We try not to be, but yeah, that's and it's nothing to be ashamed of, because that's how you got to fight it. And I think my advice is, look to God, be thankful, and have that perspective, and quit saying, I want more and more and more.
Yeah, and mentioned at CU Church yesterday, humility and humble.
There you go.
In the book of Exodus, and you think about this, but yet I'm guilty 100% of the same thing, where God comes out and does all the things to Egypt and parts the Red Sea and gets some manna every morning and water out of a rock and all these other things, and yet we still don't have the faith. You see that. If the people were watching the Red Sea part, and then they're wondering, where's my food? We could have died with meat in our pot with the slaves. And you go, what is their problem?
Well, if you look at the U.S. foreign aid, and now we're saying, where's this money going? What are they doing? But the reason it's big is because we are trying to help. We do know we have
most
plenty.
Generous nation
What
by
is
far.
Puzzling is why you would try to tear this country down, because if they succeed, they being the radical views and say we're a bad place, if they succeed in neutralizing us, all that help goes away. And then everybody's on their own again. We already saw global deterioration when our attitude changes really the last 4 years. And it goes back to poor old Zelensky.
Yeah.
This latest flap on Friday, Stevie.
Yes.
When he comes in, he doesn't understand, because a lot of us don't. We got two Americas. And he knows how to deal with them. And he's going to come and say, this is what I got to have, and I'm fighting your war. And we were complicit in that whole situation, which is recent history. And we switched on him. We got the new America, and he comes in and he's like, wait a minute, the usual stuff isn't working.
And yet we have Democrats for the whole of Vladimir Zelensky, the whole thing that we witnessed on Friday, which I came and told Dan it's never happened on TV ever before.
And that was, I said to other people, so watch this, and now we've been inundated with it all weekend.
Remember we talk about you can't handle the truth?
Yeah.
Well, there it is. We're handling it. I'd rather know what it is.
Well, exactly. And I think, too, let's just wait to see what happens, because we had a guy come in and he didn't follow the deal, sign the minerals step one.
Which was kind of how we set things up. You know, we're going to have this on TV, though everybody's happy and we're moving forward. And it didn't work out because he wanted some guarantees that really weren't part of the agenda.
And then I was going to bring up, there are a number of Democrats, including Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, that told him don't take a deal. So did about 4 or 5 other Democrats, including Anthony Blinken. And some other Democrats that told him don't take the deal without the security guarantee. So he's being told, is that some breaking the law? Isn't Logan the Logan thing?
That, Steve. So Trump wants to end the war. He really had nothing to do with this war, which goes back to Obama wanting to make Ukraine NATO, and Putin saying, I will destroy that country, I'll turn it to rubble. You're not going to...
He said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for years, actually. But we just kept pushing and pushing. And then when they came in with the tanks and we had time to help them at a pretty low price by lending them a few jets, no, we can't do that, it'll escalate. And now we want to keep sending money to Ukraine, which will prolong the war. But Steve, have you noticed the Russians keep gaining more and more ground, more and more people are getting killed, and security guarantee, what that means is we will declare war on Russia if they don't quit. We don't want to do that.
No.
And so to stop the war, it is what it is. And that's why Trump says, I'm in the middle. No, you have to be on our side. If I'm on your side, Putin isn't going to give up anything. I have to be in the middle, and he has to understand. And the idea was, if we invest with American monies and industry in Ukraine with this deal, now Putin's got to evaluate, now I'm messing with America.
Yeah, right.
And so that's when Trump said, you'll have some cards if you'll sign this deal. You've got no cards. And saying, it's not a card game. Yes, it's a card game, but it's a metaphor. Okay, so I think you're right, Steve. I think Zelensky's going to have to see that he can't win. He's going to lose the whole country.
Yeah.
Because we are not going to declare war on Russia. We don't want him to take.
Well, and then
Trump can stop him from taking any more.
If I have to negotiate you and Diane in a deal, I'm not going to badmouth either of you, because
he already badmouthed Zelensky.
He did,
but Zelensky's attitude is just
well. And then did Zelensky, when he met with Marco Rubio and they agreed on this thing 2 days later, Marco Rubio says it was all Marco Rubio's fault because he didn't want it, and Marco Rubio, I didn't say that. So he might be a sneaky little liar, too.
Talking down on one side of his mouth.
He's also canceled. He canceled other parties. He's canceled other media. He's canceled everything. And he says, under the auspices of war, we can't have an election.
He's a hero, though. They've done an incredible job, even with our help, holding him off the way they have. But he doesn't have any cards. And I mean, okay, he's the president of Ukraine, but he did perform on Americans Got Talent by playing a piano with his crotch. So you got to understand, this is not
he said piano with his crotch. That's exactly what it was.
So that's
it's kind of funny.
But what do you expect, Steve?
I mean, when we're young, we do silly things.
And they like him over there. I don't know how
he's an entertainer, actor.
Right.
But anyway, they're really in trouble in terms of survival. And I think the idea is stop it now, because it's not going to get any better unless we get involved.
We got 1.5 million dead and injured in that war. Apparently, they're taking people from the Ukrainian streets that are men and taking them and saying, you're going to go fight. And the guy said, I don't want to fight. And they're just grabbing them because they're running out of men. And I think Russia's had to go to North Korea for some soldiers.
And another factor is with the $200 or $300 billion, where's all that money really gone?
That's what pockets are we lining
so you've got this
over
liberal
there?
ideology, which is actually valid, which is we got to help them. They're fighting for their freedom. So you write the check, and I did the best we could.
That
doesn't. It comes with going and fighting for them. We don't want to do that.
Yeah. All right, 217-359-2255 if you want to jump on the Fisher National Bank text line. But on the whole thing, my whole knee-jerk reaction to Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky from the Oval Office Friday was, let's just be patient and see what happens here, because I think Donald Trump knows what he's doing. He was at a point where this is the only way to show him how this is going to work. Otherwise, and they kicked him out of the White House, essentially. They canceled everything. He left. And then he had a chance to kind of say, I apologize for the way that all turned out. Did not do that.
Well, he came close, but he says it's bad for both. And
right.
But yeah, I think that it's better for us to see. I think it's better for us to see it all.
I'm happy to see it.
It's all out in the open. And now they're going to hear from both sides.
Yep.
And our side is very, very discouraging to me when I hear some of the talk from Americans,
but Johnny, you can't,
who will not address, well, do you want us to fight for Ukraine and Russia? Because that's what you're asking. And it's like, no, we're just going to give them money. Well, we've given them money. They're going to lose that war if it's just them fighting.
If you have Democrats in this country, including Susan Rice, telling him not to take the deal, is that not breaking the Logan Act? Is that not illegal? Interfering with
forget all that. The question is, how do you stop? Because laws don't seem to matter for.
But you have a team that'll prosecute something like that now.
Well, no, that's right. I mean, she may get prosecuted.
Isn't that treasonous to do something
maybe,
like that?
Maybe.
You're working on stopping a war, horrible war. War is always horrible. It's hell. I just. How can you be so anti-Trump to tell him not to take the deal?
If Zelensky changes his way of looking at things, and caves, whatever you want to call it, like Lindsey Graham says, either you have to change or you need to resign,
right?
Because or the war's going to go on.
And the change is accepting peace is the answer.
Well, accepting that we're not going to get even with Putin. That's hard. Because you want to get even with this guy. How many innocent people has he killed?
Man, I wish we could just do arm wrestling between Putin
There's
and
not
Zelensky
any kissing and making
good.
up. At this point, it's trying to salvage what you got left.
I know.
And that's all Trump feels like America wants to do for them, which is true.
Yeah.
Because as far as, okay, we're going to war with Russia, that's going to be unpopular.
No, we don't want to do that. Don't want it. Too many nuclear weapons out there.
Yep.
All right. Okay, that's ESPN 93.5, Brother John and Diane. I'm Stevie J. Here we go. I did want to get to and the State of the Union tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The Democrats are lining up to resist. Nancy Pelosi said, let him stew in his own problems. I mean, what is the word?
I don't see
and then
the
I heard Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader in the House of Representatives of the United States of America, say yesterday, well, the Democrats, we are the ones that want to close the border. I go, what are you saying?
I mean, if you can't see what's going on at this point, then you'll never see it. Because we saw what the people coming through the border, it took 1 month?
1 month.
To shut that down.
And he's going to say that tomorrow night at the State of the Union. Yeah. And with the House and the Senate and some of the things he's going to go over what we've done in the first 6 weeks.
Yep.
They're going to be standing a lot, and Democrats won't move. We're saving money. They won't move. We're saving money. We're cutting stuff we shouldn't.
The question is, will the American people move? Because I think they're going to just move towards, I think this is actually what we want. I really can't stand Trump, but I think we need to keep doing this.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's hear Brad Underwood. Now, there was a point during the basketball game which we won by 20 at Michigan, only the fourth team, according to the AP, since 1950. Illinois, the only fourth team to have two top 25, 20-plus point road wins. Hard to do.
That'd be Oregon and Michigan.
Oregon and Michigan. Was there a third one rated? Anyway, here's what he said about, Tomislav Ivicevic was in foul trouble. And Ben Hummerkaus came in, and he fronted Vlad Golden, got a couple of steals, rebounded like heck. Coach?
It's Ben. And, Ben got to his fronts. We fronted him. His Ben's defense and his rebounding were better than his offense. Yes, he hit 3 threes and or whatever he hit, but he made 3. But his defense and rebounding were tremendous, and giving up 25, 30 pounds and 2 or 3 inches. But I thought it was our team defense, and then I thought it was the rest of the guys rebounding the basketball and helping Ben fight through that, as he was just trying to block out Vlad and make sure he didn't get it if he missed. But pretty special, pretty good performance right there.
And what about those offensive rebounds, Coach?
Yeah, it's what we've been doing all year. It's what our whole system is based on, is the ability to go rebound the basketball when you miss it. And we're going to shoot it. And We're really, really good at shooting twos, but we're not good at shooting twos if we don't shoot threes. And we have to go rebound those things. And, I told our team at halftime, I felt like we were in a great spot. We needed 10 offensive rebounds in the second half, and I thought we would win. I told them that, but I also told them that the stats were in our favor because we'd missed so many good looks. And I know what these guys shoot, and I know we're going to make some shots. And lo and behold, that happened. So, but offensive rebounding is the whole key to what we try to do. And
it looks so easy in the second half, Coach Underwood. I mean, how can we do that all the time?
I don't know. I wish I do. I think it's just I don't know. I wish I had the book because I make sure it was all that we went to that chapter every time. But I'm not worried about it. I know. We got a donor on this trip, and he was just laughing watching us today and shoot around because we never missed. And I know we're really good shooters, and it just clicked. But I think it started from our defense. I think it started with the energy that we provided on the offensive glass.
What about Kylan Boswell, Coach? I mean, wow, best game in Illinois uniform, you said. Is there something different about him from the beginning of the year?
There's a lot different with him. I think his swagger, I think some of the defensive adjustments have helped him. But he's playing with so much confidence, and just his bravado on the court. I just feel good when he's out there. I feel good when he's guarding somebody that they're going to have a challenging night. But when he rebounds and he's finding ways to score in all sorts of ways, and that's just it's fun to see.
And finally, Coach Underwood, 60 points in the second half in Indiana, 62 yesterday in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way we're built. I don't want to. I'm sure not going to rely on that, but I'm excited that we've got the ability to go do that. And we've thrown up 60 in Bloomington and 62 in Ann Arbor. It's what this team's capable of doing if we find that that rhythm. But again, it's just nice to kind of not have to fight everything else we've fought for the last 5 or 6 weeks with the illnesses, and being able to practice and create an energy in practice that we know can carry over to a game. And maybe that's it. Maybe just keep practicing like we're practicing.
Apparently, practices, Johnny, are just like, oh boy,
well,
we're just rough.
Well, yeah,
they're going after each other.
But you've got to what he just said, which is it's great to be able to practice. What he meant was even the guys that were playing, they weren't practicing because they were sick.
Yeah.
And you could see that. What's wrong with Ivisic? Boy, he was barely functioning, and yet he gave it all he had.
Right.
And then White was not doing what he can do.
Couldn't do it.
And they weren't practicing at all.
No.
So that's a big deal.
You have arguably one of the top 10 programs in America, and you're wondering that day at noon if you're going to practice because there's not enough guys.
Yeah.
What the heck? And so when you're sick. Diane, would you have felt like diving for a loose ball Sunday?
No, thank you.
Well, that's what you got to do.
Did not have a good weekend. And the pilot light went out in my furnace. So I was walking around in 63 degrees.
Let me get Greg's weather on before the top of the hour. It's Law Enforcement Official of the Day.
Yes, it's true.
And we're going to meet a man who has been just an A-plus attitude and what he's done for the Champaign County Sheriff's Department. That'll be coming up. Hey, the Illinois Department of Transportation announced that the westbound Interstate 74 ramp to southbound I-57 will close now. Overnight. Closed overnight.
That interchange is not a choice for you these days.
So I'm driving I-74, and I want to go south to Memphis.
Right.
I can't do it there.
That's right.
You'd have to go to Mahomet. Prairie something.
Prairie View exit.
Prairie View exit, yeah. So you'd get off there and turn around. So keep that in mind as you traverse, because I've driven to St. Joe a few times and Mahomet a few times.
Right. We've got all these interchanges, Johnny, that are changing up.
I know.
We got these flyaways coming in. It's going to be great. It's going to take a while to get there.
Pretty weird to drive out there. We look like St. Louis as you're getting close to Busch Stadium with these overpasses. Unbelievable. Closure is necessary to complete the current stage of construction on I-74 bridge over I-57, as well as work underneath the bridge on I-57. It's going to be closed till fall. Mm-hmm. We'll be playing football again when you can go south on I-74 headed toward Muhammad.
That's right. So start thinking of some different routes.
Yep, and we've had to do that somewhat. So
359-2255. If Europeans want to act like Donald Trump is the big bad wolf, let them begin to fund this war like Ukraine. It's not our fight.
They can't do it without America, Johnny. They can't get Putin to the table without Donald Trump.
Again, funding is one thing, but what if they can't do it with the funds? We've given them a lot of money.
Yeah.
And are you going to start giving them jets? And then we don't need to declare war on Russia. They'll declare war on us because we're basically at war with them. It hasn't evolved to the funding because they haven't been that effective in winning. They're not going to be able to win this war. Mm-hmm. And so without the Europeans, they could send troops. And then, like Trump said, you're risking World War III here.
Yeah.
And why we pushed so hard to turn Ukraine into a NATO nation, which is what ended up where we are today, I'll never know. Because now it's like we either have to basically act like they are NATO by fighting for them, or they got to settle for whatever's left and hope we can make a deal with Russia to stop.
Well, I think the three-pronged strategy was sign the mineral deal, start talking, negotiating as far as what's going to happen, how it's going to work. And then the third step was finally meeting with Putin and Zelensky and Donald Trump. And I think that Trump is the only man on earth that could get a meeting with Putin together with Zelensky.
What I think that we're not hearing as much from reporting is the deal was set. That's why they had the media. We're going to have this great sign the deal. Ukraine and the U.S. are doing some economic big trade. We got an investment over in Ukraine that's very meaningful. And then we go to the next phase. And then Zelensky threw a wrench in and said, well, I need guarantees. In front of the whole press.
Before they stopped the ceasefire. They wanted guarantees before the ceasefire.
And so it was like, whoa, that wasn't what we talked about.
No.
And now everybody's like, oh, look, and what was Trump supposed to do? Back off? You can't really corner him. And that's what I mean. The Biden administration would just give him everything he wanted. Oh, he's fighting for freedom. Well, we changed. We're so far apart, Steve, you don't know which America you're dealing with. Very unstable situation there. And we need to be more consistent to the rest of the world. But as you can see, it's completely opposite sides of the spectrum. So Zelensky kind of got blindsided on it.
Well, he got bad advice from our own Democrats, according to the stories.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And, oh, by the way, Chris Murphy, the far-left senator from Connecticut, will not be attending the State of the Union.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that means what to us?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay. At Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. You want a free evaluation? Simply call 217-352-0428. Weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Florida, Champaign and vicinity. A real early to mid-spring look and feel in the coming next week to 10 days with a parade of weather systems originating across the west, moving into the central plains and across the Corn Belt locales with significant ranges of wind and temperature and moisture too, but primarily rain here in Eastern Florida, of which perhaps a couple of sprinkles in spots here for early to mid-morning. A partly sunny afternoon up near 50. South wind, rain overspreads the area after midnight tonight, maybe a late night thunderstorm at 43. Tomorrow, windy and milder with periods of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm as well. Later portion of the day, up to 57. More showers, a couple of thunderstorms early tomorrow night, lows down to 45 with periods of rain, perhaps mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50. Then falling temperatures. Sunshine back in Thursday into the mid 40s. Friday, up to 51. A bit of rain late morning and afternoon. A partly sunny Saturday, highs near 50. Into the low 50s on Sunday and near 60 Monday and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
When it comes to vascular care, it's important to have a medical team focused on clinical excellence, innovation, compassion, and continuity of care. Specialists within the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular Center offer comprehensive services for all vascular disorders, including reducing complications from your diabetes. Call the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular team for a consultation today at 366-2670. With locations close to home and work, their specialists can help you avoid surgery and keep your limbs healthy.
Illinois basketball season is underway. Single game tickets to see your Fighting Illini at State Farm Center are on sale now at fightingillini.com. Great seats are still available. Lock in your tickets for big games against Big Ten opponents before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to see the winningest team in the Big Ten Conference over the last 5 years. Be part of the atmosphere and get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
This is WSJK Tuscola Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They're told to justify their jobs again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Federal employees told to write emails by tonight, like before, list 5 of their accomplishments last week in a push again led by Elon Musk and Doge.
They are doing exactly what President Trump wants them to do, which is to identify waste, fraud, and abuse in our federal government.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Unlike prior emails, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's telling workers in his department to reply, though the Office of Personnel Management had said earlier response was voluntary. This as Democrats keep pushing back. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell tells Fox.
We are watching them do meat acts across the board. We are seeing people, health care is being impacted. The veterans' health care is being impacted.
Ukraine's getting European support. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer leading a meeting in London, putting forward an outline to end Russia's war.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air, together with others. Europe must do the heavy lifting.
Ukraine's president was there. After Friday's meeting with President Trump turned into a shouting match at the White House, and a U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal was never signed as part of the talks to end the Russia conflict. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy tells CNN State of the Union.
It is absolutely shameful what is happening right now. The White House has become an arm of the Kremlin.
Israel's cut off food and supplies to Gaza, accusing militants of stealing that aid. Hamas calls it a war crime as the U.S. pushes a plan to extend the just-ended first phase of the ceasefire to get more hostages out. They gave out the Academy Awards last night on ABC, and the most Oscars went to Anora.
I want to thank the Academy for recognizing a truly independent film.
Sean Baker won Best Director for Anora, which won 5 Academy Awards, including the biggest, Best Picture. Mikey Madison also honored in that movie as Best Actress. Best Actor went to Adrian Brody, one of the Brutalists' 3 Oscars. Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, my God, that's crazy.
For his role in A Real Pain, Zoe Saldana got Best Supporting Actress for Emilia Perez. America's listening to Fox News.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
It's not called the State of the Union address because he just took office in January, but President Trump will talk to the nation tomorrow night, and he posted on Truth Social this morning it will be big, and he will tell it like it is.
It will be President Trump's first joint address to Congress of the new administration. Democrats have picked Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin to give the response, and like the commander-in-chief, the new senator won the key battleground state in November. House and Senate Republicans will also continue working on passing one big, beautiful bill containing President Trump's priorities with more than $300 billion in border, national defense, energy policy, and trillions in tax and spending cuts. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
And as Congress works on that big budget blueprint, lawmakers are on deadline to pass a government funding bill called a continuing resolution by March 14th. House Speaker Mike Johnson tells NBC's Meet the Press.
We're looking to pass a clean CR to freeze funding at current levels to make sure that the government can stay open.
An attack today in Mannheim, Germany. A driver rammed a car into a crowd of people, killing one of them, injuring several others. Police do have a suspect in custody. In Illinois, the man accused of killing 7 people in a 2022 4th of July parade shooting is on trial.
Jurors in Lake County were seated last week ahead of expected opening statements today in the trial of 24-year-old Robert Cremo III, who faces 21 counts of first-degree murder and 48 counts of attempted murder for allegedly opening fire on parade goers during a 4th of July celebration in Highland Park in 2022. Last year, Cremo rejected a plea deal in exchange for life in prison that would have spared surviving victims a trial. Now, gut-wrenching testimony and other evidence in the case are expected to last 3 to 5 weeks. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising before a new month of trading. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Fire Service Institute hosting 4 events in March in Champaign for aspiring firefighters. The Discover IFSI events will be held on March 12th from 10 a.m. to noon at IFSI's training facility in Champaign. Program intended to inspire people to become part of the next generation of leaders in the fire service. Disagreement over food storage temperature, seeing a Champaign restaurant taking the county public health district to court. Suey Brothers barbecue joint cited for lack of essential refrigeration and was told to temporarily close Thursday of last week by the Champaign County Public Health District. Friday, National Rare Disease Day, a time when advocates called on lawmakers to push for better treatment and funding for the 10,000 rare diseases impacting millions of Americans. Ashley Nash is a kindergarten teacher at Middletown Prairie Elementary in Mahomet. She's also the mother to a daughter with Sanfilippo syndrome. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All righty, it is Monday. It is March 3, and good morning, my friends, and good morning, meteorologist Greg Solier. I trust you had a fantastic weekend.
Yes, low-key, relatively uneventful, puttering around the house, a little church, a little breakfast, and that was it.
I'm looking forward to your next visit, maybe to a football game or something next fall.
Yeah.
And we'll have to.
I'll be down there probably a couple of times at least. I should really
come on over.
Just,
yeah,
I'm going to be. I think there's the half century of progress. I believe is this year, somewhere mid-July, and then we have the Farm Progress Show, which is in Decatur this year, and. I should do that.
No, you're kind of the ag meteorologist around the globe, man. You the man. I mean,
hey,
no competition.
You can catch
now.
me online. You can watch the Restream. Are we still doing the Restream, by the way, or with you?
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm on X.
On X.
We're on
X. J-A-Y FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You're all over the world here. In fact,
I do a little podcasting as well. It turns up on Feedstuffs 365, and we do little updates on Tuesday and Fridays, and once a month for half an hour. So, we'll share that too. So, but I must make a personal appearance down there.
You must come in, and then when you time your visit at the point of a football game, we will time it around our pitmaster friend Tim Onstad.
Oh man, that guy's awesome.
Tim, you're here today. Hey, what are you making?
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Remarkable. Johnny says the best brisket he's ever had.
You know what? I've never met Johnny. You know what? I've never met Johnny.
Oh my gosh, he's in studio. You have to.
Yep.
He'll be here tomorrow.
At least personally. In
person. Personally, yeah. You have to do that. He's spectacular. And when I said about the smartest guy I've ever met, he said that's a shame. Anyway, we'll. Great line. All right, we check your weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor. State and Kurt are there. State Farm and Kurt Lenschow are there. All right, sir, what are we looking at?
And I'm enjoying the grandbaby pictures of you and the missus and the family.
Yeah,
Josephine.
Josephine. Oh, I tell you what.
Stuff, Stevie.
Melts my heart. She's just, Janet and I are so thankful.
Yes, absolutely. So nice to see that, and I hope all and one and all are fine out there on this Monday. A few sprinkles back to the west of us, and kind of a real honest to goodness spring feel around here, early spring feel, if you will, with at times mild days, at times seasonal temperatures, La Nina winding down, but that usually means we ramp up the weather pattern. No shortage of rainfall going forward in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so hopefully we can make amends with dryness and drought before we get into the fields here down the the line in the weeks to come. Not bad out there this morning. 34 at Willett and Savoy, 32 over at Rantoul, and some mid-level cloudiness across the area, of which we're getting a couple of sprinkle reports reaching around west of Decatur. They extend up north and west of the Illinois, and so maybe a sprinkle this morning, but skies will brighten this afternoon. A partly sunny afternoon, up close to 50, increasing south wind, not as cool tonight, 43. Rain overspreads the area after midnight, and even a distant rumble of thunder in the pre-dawn hours. Tomorrow, windy, milder periods of rain, maybe a thunderstorm around early and late at 57, and a south wind 20 to 30 and gusty. It'll hit 40 to 45 miles per hour late tomorrow night into Wednesday, and shifting west to southwest. 45 tomorrow night with showers, maybe a thunderstorm early on and off rain. A little wet snow mixed in late in the day on Wednesday as temperatures go from 50 in the morning to 38 in the evening time. But we're back to 44 on a sun-filled Thursday. A little more rain Friday at 51. Not bad for the weekend. Don't forget the time change here before we retire Saturday night. 49 the high on Saturday. Back into the low to mid 50s for Sunday and Monday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Soldier.
Every month we celebrate law enforcement. We appreciate what they do, the dangerous work that there is, the fact that for 12 years I've been saying if we don't have anybody answering 911, we're hurting. Our law enforcement official of the month this month is Deputy Brandon Reefstack. Began his career as a patrol deputy in September of '98. During his time in patrol, he handled calls for service, traffic enforcement, crash investigations, criminal investigations, provided assistance to the public. He's a master firearms instructor for the sheriff's office responsible for qualifying deputies. Currently assigned to civil process where he serves legal papers, conducts evictions, and transports individuals in custody from jails or prisons to other facilities. Deputy Reefstack routinely comes to work with a positive attitude, which is just one reason he's so well liked and respected by his peers and the public. Happy to welcome Brandon Reefstack. Well, welcome. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate what you do and how you do it, and such glowing comments about Brandon Reefstack. Your dad, Captain Jim Reefstack, your mom, Bonnie. What did you think your dad did every day when he left and he had his uniform on? What do you think he was?
That's a great question. By the time I was old enough to think about it, he was, I believe, had been promoted, so he drove a plane car and was, worked investigations, worked as a sergeant, a lieutenant, retired as a captain. So probably for a lot of my time growing up, I didn't necessarily know what he did.
All right, but then when you became more aware of, yourself and what you might want to do someday, was it always law enforcement?
For me it was, yes. I've always been drawn to that. I've always respected it. I always thought it was interesting people that became involved in that, problem solvers and so forth, and I just wanted to be a part of that.
Because?
It just seemed like a respectable thing to do, go out, be out in the public and help people out, do some pretty neat things too sometimes, things that not everyone gets to do.
The last decade, in my opinion, has been shocking that some of the public, not very many, think of you as the enemy almost. And A, was it surprising, and B, was it frustrating that, you just kind of keep walking. And I think that takes great strength to know that they're not having a very good day. It's okay, and you can deal with it.
Right, yeah.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's frustrating, but you just got to keep putting a smile on your face and be positive every day and go out and do your responsibilities day to day and just keep a good attitude about it, and that kind of helps get through the day.
Do you have to be careful from the standpoint of always on your guard, never knowing when it goes from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds?
Absolutely, and that's why, law enforcement, when you see them, they try to treat every situation somewhat the same in the way they approach people and the tactics that they use. It's not to try to intimidate anyone. It's just to try to be safe out there, regardless of who you're dealing with.
But you sure never know what you get every day, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, could be anything.
Right.
Yeah. But you love what you do still after 27 years.
I do. It's still fun, and I like the people I work with. I really enjoy them, and it could be a lot of fun.
Do you have a memory, Brandon, of where that worked out well? A tough situation that you'll always remember because XYZ happened, and poof, that was close, but I'm glad we got it figured out.
Yeah. One time, a friend of mine who was retired, Doug Blasky, and I responded to a call at the end of our shift, and we were on 12 hours, and this was like hour 11. So we were tired, and we get to this call. A gentleman had called Carl Hospital and said he wanted to kill himself because they wouldn't give him some medicine. So we went there, and just kind of assumed that we'd talk to him and be done with it. Well, he stepped outside with a pistol, and everything worked out. He followed our commands, obeyed the orders we gave him, and everything ended without anything further. But it was
hour 11. That's a tough.
Yeah.
One. So you all of a sudden you go from that I'm tired to let's go.
Yeah.
We got to do something here.
Exactly.
But when it works out that well, it has to. You've done something really good that shift.
I felt
right?
really good after that. After a few deep breaths and a sigh of relief, we felt pretty good about it.
Well, and Deputy Brandon Restack, one of the keys to that story is they followed your commands.
Absolutely did, yes.
And why don't people do that more?
I know. It would solve a lot of problems. Definitely alleviate a lot of problems.
And anymore, you have your drugs, you have your alcohol, you have everything else, but you have a lot of mental illness. Can you spot that when you say something's not right here?
I think with experience, yes. You kind of understand that, this person probably is suffering from a mental health episode, and, we're all trained in that. Champaign County Sheriff's Office, everyone's what we call a CIT officer. So it's that training to help you deal with that. And that's a week-long class everyone goes through, and it's really good.
What do you want people to know about law enforcement? Guys on the street, guys in patrol, guys that do investigations. Generally, what do you want them to know they may not know?
I want the public to know that everyone's really dedicated to their jobs. The investigators really want to solve the crimes and bring justice to the family, The patrol guys and gals are out there for them. We want to be engaged with them, and we're just normal people like everybody else,
Trying to help people on not their best day.
Yeah, and that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, we're out there to help them. We want to do what's best for them, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mess with you. Rather large. I think we have the camera on you now on X.
You're working out? You're keeping
lifting
fit?
weights.
Ma'am, I try to work out most every day if I
Are
can.
you maxing out on a bench or anything like that? Deadlift, anything? You throw up a lot of weight. Or you did. You've been there 27 years. So.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to lift as much as a younger guy, unfortunately.
But you do the reps and you work out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm 49 years old, so this, I'm not 20.
Look at him in the camera, folks. He didn't look 49.
I appreciate
that. You're looking good. So
Thank
this
you.
is something you're going to do for a while longer, and then
I'm going to do it for at least another year. That'll bring me to 50, age 50, and I would have time and age then, and then I could think about what I want to do. But I may go a couple years past that.
Well, I know
as long as I enjoy it.
Serving Champaign County with excellence. Deputy Sheriff, is that what I call you?
Yep,
Deputy Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
It's Brandon Restack, our law enforcement official of the month. Thank you for what you do every single day. It is greatly appreciated by most people, and the people that understand that you're to serve and protect and do all the things I need you to do, because I don't want to defend my backyard. Plus, I can't shoot. You'd have to train me. Could you train me how to be somewhat accurate?
We could look into that. We could give that a shot.
I went to the ILEAS. I've told everybody this, the ILEAS training thing.
Yeah.
And it was the longest 9 hours of my life. Actually, it was 20 minutes. But I had back sweat and wobbly legs after 20 minutes, and the guys were cussing at me. I said, What? What do you mean F me? What does that mean? What the heck? It just all that you don't even.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
Yeah, that just comes with experience.
That's right.
Dealing with it,
But
training
man,
experience.
He was getting his wallet out, and they shot me. And the guy said, "We do that to first timers every day." I was at Stone
set
Creek.
you up a little
I was
bit, right?
at Stone Creek, and the guy said, "Wallet."
Well,
he
as
shot
a
me.
master firearms expert, do you just know all different types of guns then, or?
Just the guns that we carry. So, basic semi-automatic pistols is what we carry at the sheriff's office. Every department carries that. It's pretty standard.
So you're a pretty good shot.
I think so, yeah. I think so. It's something I've always enjoyed doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Brandon, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Maybe it's a Brandon Restack show, man.
A lot of Restacks in East Central Illinois. Got a big family tree.
Fairly common name around these parts, so to speak. Yes.
Well, I was driver's ed partners with Delbert Restack.
Oh, yeah.
And there were 16 of the Restacks, all named D something.
Yes,
that's
right.
correct. You got it. Yep.
Yeah. Great family. 16
awesome.
children.
I know.
It's amazing.
That poor mother.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Congratulations.
Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. It's Brandon Restack, Law Enforcement Official of the Month, the son of Jim and Bonnie Restack, two fantastic people as well. All right, we're going to break for the weather and then the news and then another half hour to go of the program. Don't forget the drive this afternoon, guys. What are they going to say about the Fighting Illini and their wonderful win yesterday. You'll hear it this afternoon after 3 on The Drive here on ESPN 93.5. All right, it's Monday. It is March 3rd. This Saturday, we're going to spring ahead on the clocks an hour. Don't forget. Check your weather now. Meteorologist Greg Soya, and again, spring-like weather. We love it. It's 8:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you, Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. A breezy, not-so-cool day's worth of weather. A few sprinkles before the morning is done, and a partly sunny afternoon. Gusty south wind, the high around 50. Windy, not as cool for tonight. The first in a series of Pacific weather systems moving into the plains and will arrive here after midnight with some rain and a late-night thunderstorm chance. Lows down to 43. South wind will be gusty. For the day tomorrow, windy and milder with periods of rain. A thunderstorm chance late in the day up to 57. At southeast to south wind up to 30 miles per hour, and even stronger winds tomorrow night, getting to 40 mile per hour gusts out of the southwest with showers and thunderstorms early on. Lows down into the 40s. Periods of rain mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50, then falling temperatures. But sunshine back in Thursday at 44. Bit of rain late morning and afternoon on Friday. Highs up to 51. Weekend forecast, sunshine returns. Don't forget the time change here at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Highs near 50 on Saturday and 53 on Sunday. For Stephen J. Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Tesla shares are higher in the pre-market after a Morgan Stanley managing director named it a new top pick in U.S. autos. And a Florida-based airline abruptly cancels all flights to and from Orlando. Some passengers were stranded over the weekend when a regional carrier, Silver Airways, suddenly halted operations at Orlando International Airport, where it flew routes between there and Pensacola, Key West, the Bahamas, and Fort Lauderdale. Even the airport received information just shortly before flight cancellations. The shutdown, which did not appear to affect other markets the airline operates in, comes a couple of months after Silver Airways filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, promising customers that business would be as usual. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Hi, this is Pam Moore with Philo Exchange Bank. Whether you want to do your banking online or you prefer face-to-face interaction with our friendly staff, Philo Exchange Bank delivers banking that helps you reach your personal or business goals. To us, you're not just another face, you're a part of our family. Visit us at any one of our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands, and we'll be here to help.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
We are your home of the Chicago Bears, and they have a new coach, Ben Johnson. And they got Dennis Allen, the former head coach of the Saints, as defensive coordinator. And they got all kinds of talent. Can the Bears make the playoffs? We carry them on WQQBQ 96 in the fall. When you are least expecting the Bears to make the playoffs, maybe they will. Before we talk a little bit more about some other things, I want to remind you about Busey and their suggestion that you give your family, your special person, your spouse, your husband, your wife, you give them a love letter. It lives on an estate plan. Preparing an estate plan ensures your family and financial goals are met after you're gone. They never know when the inevitable will come. Nobody does. According to a survey from Caring.com, more than half of Americans, that's about 60% in this survey, do not have an up-to-date estate plan. Complete a message to my loved ones, no matter your stage in life, from Busey Wealth Management. They have a packet that will help you outline your life, your legacy, your wishes through fill-in-the-blank style questions. It might not seem relevant right now, but having an estate plan is a key part of your financial wellness. For more advice on estate planning and other financial topics, connect with Busey on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Busey Wealth Management, here to guide you through the estate planning process. Call 800-67-BUSEY, and you can discuss your wishes and request a message to my loved ones. Investment product services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. We have talked about a lot of things today.
Well, and you're talking about the Chicago Bears. It mentions some of their activity that could have happened potentially at the NFL Combine that was in Indianapolis this weekend. And, of course, in Chicago sports, the Cubs were 8-0 in spring training until they met the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes, that's correct. The Reds did beat the Cubs yesterday 7-3, and yeah.
Jacob got a hit.
Got a hit.
Okay.
He has done 2 times in the last week, taking a single and making it a double.
That's always good.
Ooh, the Terry Francona really liked. He hit one to center field. The center fielder went over, backhanded it, and he was running. And so the throw to second was late. He was safe on a double. And if you can stretch it and you have that kind of speed. And then yesterday he hit a kind of a ball that was over the shortstop's head, but maybe landed right in the middle of all 3 outfielders.
Yeah.
2 outfielders and the shortstop. And he was running, and it wasn't very far away from the left fielder. Picked up the ball and threw it in there, and Jacob beat it by a whisker. So it was fun to watch. But, yeah, the Reds...
He got to second again.
Double.
Unbelievable.
Another double. Anyway, it's fun to watch, and we're able to do it on MLB.com. You can see most of the games and at least listen to the games. But, yeah, it's spring ball. Heck, it's May 3, 23 days, 26 days? 24 days away from opening day.
Right.
March 27th is opening day. The Cincinnati Reds, because they're the oldest franchise, will open the season first. They start their game at 3:10. The Cardinals start at 3:15.
Maybe they should have Alvin Decker throw out the first pitch on March 27th. His birthday. He'll be 99.
Wow. How about Alvin Decker? 4 generations of farming, I think.
Yep, and that's going to be the spotlight for the Champaign County Freedom Celebration in our parade. He'll be the Grand Marshal. They'll have all these generations of grain and livestock farmers. And, of course, the Philo Sesquicentennial will be coming up the 17th through the 20th of July.
That's kind of a big deal.
It is. 150 years. That's what Sesqua.
Johnny was youth manager when you were 20?
Well, it was back when
1975. You were 20 years old, and you ran the whole youth program. And that's when I pulled a master upset on the watermelon eating contest I had 5 Ryans Eaton to Johnny's 4. And
Louis Stahl came in.
Yeah, he did.
Coach you.
And Louis Stahl come in.
And he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Is the operative word?
Well, he also told me the greatest advice in watermelon eating contest history. Push that water out, boy. Push that water out.
So I'm
boy.
chewing, like biting fast, Diane, and I had a pretty good lead, and then Lewis said, just push it on
Push
through.
that water
so
out,
he
boy.
just crushed the watermelon across, and he just smoked me.
I like
and I looked up and saw the technique too late because the time was running out.
Louis Stahl.
Broadlands Homecoming Festival, they have a good watermelon eating contest.
I
and
could see
5 Ryans is pretty good, Stevie.
Louis passed away. I don't think I can do it without my coach.
Okay, gotcha.
Push that water out, boy. Push that water out,
He was
boy.
his cut man in the corner.
That's right, exactly. News coming up, another segment to go. Stand by, 217-359-2255. You want to jump in on the text line, the Fisher National Bank text line. From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information, including repair quotes and online scheduling requests, available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local, where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A Ukraine-Russia peace plan is being drawn up by the leaders of Great Britain and France, an announcement prompted by Friday's public heated meeting between President Trump, Vice President Vance, and Ukraine's President Zelensky. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz on Fox.
What we don't have right now is President Zelensky saying, I am ready to take the steps necessary and have the conversations necessary and make the compromises necessary to end the fighting.
This new proposal involves a month-long ceasefire and eventually European peacekeeping troops. Wildfire evacuation orders are lifted in the Carolinas.
Firefighters say they've contained more than 100 separate wildfires across North and South Carolina, though a few continue burning, such as a large one near Myrtle Beach. But so far, there's been no real impact to people or property.
Fox's Evan Brown, at least one person's killed in a car ramming attack in Mannheim, Germany. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Disagreement over food storage temperature, seeing a Champaign restaurant taking the county public health district to court. Suey Brothers barbecue joint cited for lack of essential refrigeration and was told to temporarily close Thursday of last week by the Champaign County Public Health District. Friday, National Rare Disease Day, a time when advocates called on lawmakers to push for better treatment and funding for the 10,000 rare diseases impacting millions of Americans. Ashley Nash is a kindergarten teacher at Middletown Prairie Elementary in Mahomet. She's also the mother to a daughter with Sanfilippo syndrome. Illinois Fire Service Institute hosting 4 events in March in Champaign for aspiring firefighters. The Discover IFSI events will be held on March 12th from 10 a.m. to noon at IFSI's training facility in Champaign. Program intended to inspire people to become part of the next generation of leaders in the fire service. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim.
All right, I got a new sponsor this morning. His name is Jim Brookins, and he does lawn care.
Okay.
And he mows my grass.
Yes.
And if you don't know Jim Brookins, you should.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I have met a lot of great people doing this. Most of the people I meet, they become great friends. I do edging, weed eating. I blow everything off so it looks fantastic when I'm done. I believe, in my mind, I do the best. Usually my average range is usually around $40 per yard. You can call me 217-621-8807. 217-621-8807.
All right, I got to remember that to tell people because you want him to cut your grass. And plus, he's just a fantastic guy. I mean, so, in fact, we're going to make a Steve out of it.
Okay.
So I will pay for a lawnmower for you.
I want that.
Okay.
I mean, Mike does the lawn fine, but what we're having trouble with is all these leaves and things like that.
Yeah, he just does all.
And just getting it all ready for the spring.
Yeah.
I just hate that job.
Well, Jimmy will come in, cut everything, and he's good. What was that? Did you write that down?
Yes, 217-621-8807, because I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, well, Jimmy's gonna come in
Do the
and
prep work
talk
for
because
me.
he's really a cool dude. Plus, I'm gonna pay for like 15 lawns to be mowed. I will pay out of my pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be coming up.
Good idea.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Florida, Champaign and vicinity. A real early to mid-spring look and feel in the coming next week to 10 days with a parade of weather systems originating across the west, moving into the central plains and across the Corn Belt locales with significant ranges of wind and temperature and moisture too, but primarily rain here in Eastern Florida, of which perhaps a couple of sprinkles and spots here for early to mid-morning. A partly sunny afternoon up near 50. South wind rain overspreads the area after midnight tonight. Maybe a late night thunderstorm at 43. Tomorrow windy and milder with periods of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm as well later portion of the day up to 57. More showers, a couple of thunderstorms early tomorrow night, lows down to 45 with periods of rain, perhaps mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50. Then falling temperatures. Sunshine back in Thursday into the mid-40s. Friday up to 51. A bit of rain late morning and afternoon. A partly sunny Saturday, highs near 50 into the low 50s on Sunday and near 60 Monday and Tuesday of next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Greg Soldier.
So Tim, he's in charge of dedicated diesel and Gail Frericks Trucking. Let's begin with Gail Frericks Trucking. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing real good. We got a bunch of great guys. We work together, and it's how things are done around here. If we need to fix something, we face it head on, we get it fixed. And that's the kind of guys we're looking for, that really want to service the customer and want to do things right and want to be successful. They want to make good money. They want to be home with their families on the weekends, and that's the kind of guys that we need here.
As far as training and GFT, they kind of go hand in hand, and you got everyone very experienced on your crew.
Oh yeah, it's a great team, and even the ones that don't have much experience, we're teaching them the right ways to do things, and that goes a long way. We don't just tell them what to do. I'm a teacher at heart, so I'm teaching them why we're doing it. That really hits home with them. They appreciate that. It just makes things run so much smoother.
How can people reach Tim Onstock?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
That's our barbecue guy, Johnny, that you love the brisket.
Yeah,
he's amazing. Yeah,
he's fantastic.
All right, it's final kind of segment. Brother Johnny's in here. Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie J. We've talked about the whole Zelensky-Trump Oval Office. J.D. Vance, by the way, was pretty involved in that too.
Yeah, saying, why haven't you thanked America?
And the Europeans have gotten together because they really want to support Ukraine.
Yeah, they sent in crazy tweets out. It's just like...
Well, and England's offered a $2 billion loan. So $2 billion.
$2 billion.
We're at $200 or $300 billion.
Yeah.
And the problem is, we're cheering for the Ukraine, but they can't hold off Russia. As bad as situation as Russia's in, I do think Putin is happy to stop this.
Yeah.
And but Steve, we're NATO, that we wanted the Ukrainian for reasons. Okay, keep the democracy going and encroach toward around the world with democracies. I get it, but NATO is an agreement with one. If you attack one of us, you attack all of us. Right. So Europeans, they're not going to be as aggressive as Trump because they don't want Putin thinking they're overly supporting Ukrainers. He could declare war on England.
Right.
If they just sent troops or something, and then guess what? That is World War III. If someone declares war on France or England or I think Finland now, then we're all in it together,
NATO, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
that's the situation.
So if it would be tantamount of what Russia's thinking is Ukraine's in NATO and they're right on the border and all these other things, would we have an objection if China went to Cuba?
We would have an objection.
So, I mean, that proximity you can kind of understand.
Well, we've already been through that.
Yeah.
That was almost a nuclear war when Russia put their
Cuban Missile Crisis back in the day.
The Cuban Missile Crisis back in 1962.
Yeah.
1962.
Have you ever seen 13 Days?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
Kevin Costner.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fantastic movie.
Okay.
It talks about the drama of how we almost went to nuclear war. Okay, so Johnny is in the studio. We've talked a lot about Brad Underwood and the Fighting Illini. And to me, just a phenomenal second half for Coach Underwood's team.
I couldn't be prouder of a group of guys than I am this group. After New York, it would have been very easy to pitch a tent and say we're done.
That was a
don't
Duke
want to fight
game.
very hard. This group has done just the opposite, and some of the best practices of the year. Nice to be able to practice, but just get the energy back in practice that allows you to improve and get better. I think today was everything we talk about in our culture. We're up 1 at half. We've shot 32%. We haven't made a shot, and all of them were really good shots. And 10 offensive rebounds. The emergence of Trey White getting back to Trey White, Kylan Boswell. Somebody told me 23 or 24 rebounds from our guards. That's pretty special. 62 points in a half. I think we had 60 at Indiana. But I told our guys what really impresses me is the fact that they've kept listening and they've kept working, and Ben Humerkaus gets going. I thought it's the best game Kylan Boswell's played in our uniform yet. I thought Tommy, in his limited minutes because of foul trouble, was a dominant player in the first half with 5 assists. And but I thought we guarded and made things hard, and we were going to give Vlad some baskets, but I thought we did a good job on Amari and Donaldson.
Don't play till Friday. That'll be the final regular season game against Purdue.
Yes.
They've
I
kind
got to
of
tell you, we played as well in the first half as the second half. That's why I was so kind of called Steve and said, Steve, we can't play any better than that. We can't make a basket.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you said, well, we'll see what happens. Well, we played another half like that. I didn't think you could do 2 in a row and made the baskets.
Yeah.
And I think we would have been up 30 points at the end if we'd have shot anything close. 30% is not good, counting 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
That is not good shooting.
Well, we'll see what happens with Purdue. They've owned us, with his act.
I think they're in trouble.
Well, some stat master has us at 60% chance to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Better than 40.
Well, we're coming to, remember how great we thought we were? We are that good potentially.
Yeah, that's and Brad has said over and over that our upside is higher than it's ever been.
And it's also they seem to be coming back together as
I think they seem healthy.
Yeah.
Dang it! I mean, it just Trey White looked like wow, but that's what he's
just
done.
That rhythm, and then now you're practicing. Now that rhythm's coming back.
4 more practices before
and
the
now
game.
It's like, oh no, these guys are coming back around. Oh no, we thought we could move on.
Well, the preseason Big Ten Player of the Year was Brandon Smith. He's a terrific player.
Yeah, he's good.
He's very good. Kylan Boswell.
Shut him down, baby.
Will guard Brandon Smith. And listen, if Kylan gets 2 quick fouls, then that might be
My question is, do you think
issue.
anyone will bother to go to the game here, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it is a hot ticket.
It's,
Express Employment Professionals, your link to top talent and recruiting opportunities, giving you an opportunity to win as you text Illini 217-359-2255.
Well, it was a lot of fun. Now it's all about March, and I've said, now you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that anymore the only thing that matters is that darn tournament.
Well,
the NCAA tournament.
I wouldn't say it's the only thing, but it's important to try to do well. I think the goal, I think, for every team is, of course, the national champion. But realistically, get by those first 2 games, and your program's on the way, baby.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to do.
Very hard.
Very difficult. Do you ever remember first rounders being this hard?
How long did it take for us to get over that hump? I mean, we didn't. Last year, and then we win the first game in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, beat Iowa State.
And,
Terrence Shannon
we're not
steal at the end. No, that's it. And so, but I think you remember fondly how you do. If you lose the first game, it's kind of tough, particularly if you're favored. But anymore, I don't know when there's a real favorite. Is a 15 and a 2? That used to be really
that doesn't mean anything anymore.
16-1 has happened now.
Yeah, but I think that it's simply a matter of the NCAA March Madness tournament has picked up in popularity the viewership. You know how the Super Bowl was like 126 million. I don't know how many people are watching the tournament, but it's a bunch.
A lot.
And what that means is the Illinois program gets out, so more and more people all around the world now, Steve.
Yep,
It's the whole world
recruitment.
now.
Yeah.
Hear your name and
Yeah.
oh, did you see those guys? They play
That's
for you.
right.
I like that Underwood guy. I think I want to go play for him.
Well,
There you go.
I think the Kasparis Yakajonas and Tomislav Isevic has opened Europe for us. And then, you've heard all these, first round draft picks for KJ and Will Riley, both expected to be picked in the first round. Duke has 4 guys.
I think Boswell could
Johnny,
play NBA.
Duke has 3 in the top 9. What?
Well, they're pretty good.
Kylan Boswell has played really, really good basketball.
And he's a great player, good aggressive.
You think he's an NBA guy?
I think so. I think he needs to just work on that 3 shot.
So one more year for Kylan, you think?
I think definitely she'd come back to Illinois for a year.
That's right.
Yes.
So
yes.
Hey,
Steve.
so here I did that contest.
He's from Champaign. For
I
crying
know
out
it.
loud.
I know.
Hey, we did the name the starting 5 contest. Still deciding whether we're going to do it again. If we do it again, I'm going to do it earlier.
Okay.
Because I did it till the end of June. I will do it to the end of May. That's impossible. 6 guys picked the starting 5 from a team we
Right.
didn't even know who we had.
How did they do
Well,
that?
will you even know who's going to come?
We don't. We don't.
Okay.
I think by May 31
Okay,
we'll know.
May-
We'll know.
okay.
So if we did that, if we do it, I'm going to guess we'll have Tomislav Isevic back.
Okay.
I'm looking at Merez Johnson Jr. I'm looking
Boy,
at
I hope so.
Kylan Boswell.
See, you talk about we don't look at what we're seeing now. We're thinking later, and Merez is one of those you might jump on right now.
Well, he'll get offers. There's money now involved, big money.
But you got to be careful going too early. You get caught up in that
I know.
D League and all of
Yeah,
that.
right.
And it's
Bus
just
rides.
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a chance to really move up in terms of notoriety, then you need to take it now because you can get money now in college.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. So
That's right. It's just the first round is so many million.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn that and walk away from
if
that.
if you think you're going to make that first round.
Yeah. Well, again, Will Riley, nobody thinks he's coming back. Nobody thinks Kasparis is coming back. So we'll have to do a little work here to bring some more scoring in. But, again, if we can have somebody, Ty Rogers, don't go. Please don't go. Everybody thinks Ty's going to leave. He's redshirted. And Brad, by the way, has said, why have a red shirt? Let's just give him 5 years of eligibility and just go on, move on.
Okay, well,
anyway,
sure. If you're a coach, you're going to say that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad some other teams can't do that.
Ooh. Well, it's been some kind of up and down, and we know the reasons. Johnny said it's not an excuse, but it is the reason. We had so many injuries, so many illnesses, went on for 5 or 6 weeks, and so if you can't practice, you can't get better. And these practices, you don't get to go to see those practices, but they are supposed to be just a battle.
Well, and when you're practicing full go, and you can get that kind of, like he said, he said it, energy and rhythm.
Yeah.
Which you have to go walk out on game day and, okay, is he going to play today? We're not sure yet. Okay, right when they go out, we're going to try to see how he does. Well, now that's interesting.
Yeah.
He hasn't played all week. Now he's coming in, and he's about, 70% for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And so it's hard. That's hard to do.
Yeah, for sure. Have you heard about expanding the NCAA tournament from 68 teams to 72 or 76 teams? I mean, it's really just more playing games, isn't it?
More playing games.
Let them all play. Start out and just let everybody's in the tournament. We used to do that in grade school. Everybody gets to
I'm
play.
wondering if the reason there's so much parity is the 3-point shot. Because
yeah, sure it is.
What if you backed up 5 feet and made it a 4-point shot?
Why not?
That'd be fun.
I'll tell you something. I'd quit watching basketball because those guys would be popping them from fours.
That's true.
And I've been whining about the 3 for 3 years. I would just simply move on and start picking up ice hockey or something.
The 4 would be 3 feet behind the NBA. That'd be a long one. But if you're down 4,
or
you have
half-court shot.
Boom. 5-point shot.
Yeah. No, seriously. What did we play? 30 games? You can add 2 and have it just part of that every Division I team gets to play.
Yeah.
Had 2 more weeks. It goes, you divide by 2.
Well,
so you'll be down to 68 in 2 weeks.
You get money
2
for it.
games, I'm sorry. It's just 1 more weekend.
You just have a Cinderella maybe pop out of somewhere.
That'd be fun.
All right.
Can you imagine?
All right, the rest of the sports headlines. Shauna Green's team loses yesterday at State Farm.
That's right. Michigan came out on top 78-69. At one point, we were leading by 10, but that 17-point run in the fourth quarter, dang it. So we wrap up the season at 21-8, 11-7 in the Big Ten. And Gainbridge Fieldhouse is where the women have their Big Ten tournament. Thursday at 5:30, they'll play the winner of number 10 Nebraska or number 15 Rutgers. So we'll find that out since they have a break on Wednesday. They'll play on Thursday, which is good. Illinois golf teeing off today at 11:50. That's out of Las Vegas for the Southern Highland Collegiate. We also had the softball team 2 out of 3 over the weekend, 1 and 2 on the weekend for the baseball team. We had some Big Ten action yesterday with number 8 Michigan State beating Wisconsin. That final was 71-62. And are we looking at Purdue? Of course. That's coming up 7 o'clock on Friday the 7th. Now, that's a hot ticket.
That's a hot ticket.
This Friday.
$120 to sit in high seat.
Yes.
It's expensive.
That's
Hey, Steve,
right.
I got to remember
Yeah.
this idea of everyone getting to play, because when we were in high school, the freshmen, OCA, all teams got to play. So Marty Kropp marched his 0-18 freshman team into the tournament. Won the first game. Larry Gerald went off for 44. And I'm telling you what, it was like winning the NCAA.
Yeah.
So now they're 1-18. They're going to win it all. They end up 1-19. But they did win that
one.
game. They got to play, and
Yeah.
that was the only time they got a chance to win. Let them all
Yeah,
play.
let
Why
them
wouldn't
all
you?
play.
And it'd be exciting.
Yeah. No, it would.
You can change a 7-22 season into a big success.
No, it's you get hot at the right
Yeah.
time. You got a couple of good players. All right, we're going to check Greg's weather before we get out of here. One quick clip from Brad Underwood, whose team yesterday at Michigan got 19 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, it's what we've been doing all year. It's what our whole system is based on, is the ability to go rebound the basketball when you miss it. And we're going to shoot it. And, we're really, really good at shooting twos, but we're not good at shooting twos if we don't shoot threes. And we have to go rebound those things. And, I told our team at halftime, I felt like we were in a great spot. We needed 10 offensive rebounds in the second half, and I thought we would win. I told them that, but I also told them that the stats were in our favor because we'd missed so many good looks. And I know what these guys shoot, and I know we're going to make some shots. And lo and behold, that happened. So, but offensive rebounding is the whole key to what we try to do, and it's been that way all year.
Woo, wonderful. All
One
right.
more thing about this great idea, Steve. You talk about your 1 versus 16, exciting enough.
Yeah.
It'd be like 1 versus a 90. Podunk Johnson takes number 1 Duke tonight, and they're thinking they got a chance.
Oh, my
That's no, that's right. All right, we check your weather. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. A real early to mid-spring look and feel in the coming next week to 10 days with a parade of weather systems originating across the west, moving into the central plains and across the Corn Belt locales with significant ranges of wind and temperature and moisture too, but primarily rain here in Eastern Illinois, of which perhaps a couple of sprinkles and spots here for early to mid-morning. A partly sunny afternoon up near 50. South wind, rain overspreads the area after midnight tonight. Maybe a late night thunderstorm at 43. Tomorrow windy and milder with periods of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm as well. Later portion of the day up to 57. More showers, a couple of thunderstorms early tomorrow night. Lows down to 45 with periods of rain, perhaps mixing with some wet snow late in the day on Wednesday. Windy turning cooler, morning high around 50. Then falling temperatures. Sunshine back in Thursday into the mid-40s. Friday up to 51. A bit of rain late morning and afternoon. A partly sunny Saturday. Highs near 50 into the low 50s on Sunday and near 60 Monday and Tuesday of next week. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
At ABC, it's your chance to get that air conditioner and furnace you've needed. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning can now offer 12 months same as cash, 9.9% financing, or up to $2,000 cash back on residential Amana units. Whether you need a furnace and or air conditioner, you can take advantage of this deal through the end of March. ABC means always be comfortable. Let locally and family-owned ABC take care of you. Call Gina today at 217-352-5400 or visit abcheatingandac.com.
Okay. Okay. Would you look up Kasper Jonas free throw percentage really fast?
Okay.
I say he's over 80. He was over 90. So I think he's still over
he
80.
may be still in the 80s then.
Yeah, I think Kylan Boswell's gold, and I think Trey White's gold from the free throw line.
Steve, something's wrong.
I don't know, but toward the end he looked normal.
Yeah.
He was hitting them. I mean, he hit one that was just in rhythm, and the ball was moving,
But
and
he had
boom.
a couple that were.
Yeah, there's some wide right, wide left on a few of our guys. So
we're so happy he made it. But do you know how far off that three was that you bank in? I think it's
hey,
4 feet.
once he made the bank, though, I said we're back. We're back. We're back.
Problem is trying to spell his name here.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure he's over 80 still.
I know how to say it. I just don't know how to spell it.
Yeah, I don't know.
YAC.
I don't know how to spell it.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell Georgie.
Kasparis. You could put Kasparis Illini.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell Bashanzaveli either. So Georgie Bashanzaveli.
That's right. We learned how to say all these names. So
we're getting good. This is great ethnically to help us with our global perspective. Okay, that's it. We're out of time. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
Johnny, thanks for coming in.
Fun to be here with you, too.
Talk soon, Brother Johnny, Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Have a great Monday.
Illinois basketball season is underway. Single game tickets to see your Fighting Illini at State Farm Center are on sale now at fightingillini.com. Great seats are still available. Lock in your tickets for big games against Big Ten opponents before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to see the winningest team in the Big Ten Conference over the last 5 years. Be part of the atmosphere and get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Illinois basketball star Merez Johnson on needing some help from Sarah Champagne and Ben Quattrone.
I was going back home for a weekend and I was going to be downtown. I text Ben, can I get a different car, go to Chicago? And I got something small, a nice Buick, something that was nice. I got my car back when I came. It was quick. Ben and Sarah Champagne took care of me.
And Sarah Champagne would do that for you too. Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circus Sports Illinois. From college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports Illinois isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money line splits, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports Illinois app or visit circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I've met a lot of great people